Hey everyone, welcome back to this channel. I guess this is the second part or the second episode of this series that I wanted to do, and it's about stories and topics. And I guess the second part of this is or one of the stories I wanted to talk about is vitiligo, and which is the skin condition that I have. And so to sum it up of what vitiligo is basically a loss of pigmentation in the skin, which creates a white pigment, a pig, a loss of pig, a loss of pigmentation or depigmentation in the skin, which results in white patches, as you can see here. Uh, Overall, I have probably a lot of patches from the neck, as you can see here, and then some in my chest. But vitiligo, it usually ranges differently. It's either genetic or sometimes it appears suddenly as through adulthood or even throughout someone's childhood. But I'll try to link up what a more definitive version of vitiligo for you guys down below. So for my story on vitiligo, I got it, I believe, my first year in college. It used to be a tiny speck of white patch right here. I don't think anyone noticed it before, but I started to the first patch was happened during it might have happened during summer before college, and I did go to the dermatologist before, but we did try some treatments for it, and it's to no avail. It did not work. But the secondary treatment was to do a sort of laser treatment, but I decided I didn't want to do that because there possibly would be side effects to it. And so as the end result, I decided that I would just live with the skin condition and at this point just face it. But the hard part about the skin condition was during college. I started to get college was basically the highest stress point of my life, and because of the stress that I had, it eventually made, because one of the factors of vitiligo is stress, and because of that stress I had, the vitiligo started to spread a bit more because of the high stress that I had during college because of my studies, and as a result, it started to spread even more. And I guess one of the biggest fear factors, or one of the biggest fears that I've had during my whole college, during my whole 4 years in college was, will people approach me the same way that I would approach them because of my skin condition? And throughout my time in college, I don't think anyone ever judged me, but inside I always felt like people were judging me, and I felt like I was different, and that was the hardest thing for me, was internally, was trying to feel accepted even though I thought people were thinking differently. And that's where b-boying comes in, with the dance. That's where the dance comes in. Dancing actually gave me leeway to stress relief, and because of dance I was able to relieve the stresses that I've had and even forget about the skin condition that I even had. And I felt like vitiligo made me a different person because it made me realize that everyone's different, and sometimes you just gotta accept who you are despite the things that may happen to you. Even though I mentally struggled to accept the fact that this will be my skin, I knew I had to find a way to relieve this stress, and one of those biggest things was going to sessions or practicing every night to be able to dance. And by dancing, I was able to not think about who I was or the reflection of my skin, and instead the creativity I had in dancing. And even though I had my original skin tone in high school and during my childhood, I think this is all part of the process of accepting yourself as you grow. And it took a lot of mental struggle for me to get through this, but along the way I did have some good friends who accepted me, who didn't even care about these white patches around my skin. And it felt good knowing that you're still accepted no matter who you are. And I'm glad that I was able to figure that out truthfully from the friends that I've gained so far. So I guess my final message for everyone is that no matter who you are and what your condition is, whether it's skin or having any type of like problem with your body, that it's okay, and there's still good people around you that are acceptive of you, and that there's always people around you that can help you, and then there's always things that you could do that could help you relieve that stress or find creativity despite the flaws in yourself. Because no matter who the person you are today, you will always be a different person the next because of the things that you find out and discover. And whether you have a source of quality that defines you differently from everyone else, I think you're still a better person, or you're still a person that can do something, and you can find that outlet no matter what. And for me, I was able to find my outlet through dance, and hopefully you can find that leeway to something that you can enjoy. And hopefully this video can help anyone that's trying to face the same problems like me. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the story. And that being said, I'll see you guys later. On to the next one.